there's a lot of talk about cannabis being too strong these days. But is that really true? Let's dive into the numbers and break down what's really going on. But before we do, today's video is brought to you by RealDGC.com. If you want to connect with our private community of premium growers, get grow tips from some of the best growers around the world, and get access to exclusive Dude Grow Show content, membership is free, and you can become a DGC producer if you want to help support the value that we bring you here. Head on over to RealDGC.com and get signed up today. All right, back to the show. Scotty, is it really gotten that strong? I don't know. I think I'm agree.
It's pretty strong, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not complaining about it because I built up a tolerance over the years. But it is pretty strong. And man, I'm thinking of like the Mexican brickweed that we started with. Yeah, take a look at that. That's in the 70s and 80s. Thanks, Grambo. Cool chart, man. Look at that, man. That's percentage of THC. It looks like up until 1990, in the 90s, it was like 4% THC. That's what they were saying when the police confiscated all the cannabis that police confiscated. They said it was between 4 and 9%. So like the Mexican brickweed rag you were getting back in the day. That sounds about right.
I enjoyed it. You just said to smoke more once you get a tolerance, you know?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. It really depended. With the Mexican brickweed, it was compressed, which is no good for trichomes. Then it was smuggled, probably smuggled in a hot container somewhere, which is going to degrade your cannabinoids even more. So that's why I remember getting, green Christmas bud that was these beautiful green, Mexican reg. And then there was, the brown stuff like I have on the scale over here that just seemed to have been sitting in a container for too long.
Yep. I will never forget breaking that stuff up and de-seeding it. It was like not a trim party. It's like a de-seeding, de-stimming party.
You know what I remember though? It still got me high. It still put me in that great mood. It did what I needed it to do. I will say that dirt weed did not. But yeah, for the most part, I was able to take 8% THC weed and have great experience with it and love cannabis with it. So does it need to be 20 or 30%? And does that freak some people out?
Yes, let's talk about the numbers. I guess so. I can see here by 2017, it's gone up around 17%. But now, like 2024, we're looking at when we were just visiting some dispos in Cali, everything that wanted to be like 25 and up, like it's a show off, a contest.
Of course, because that's what people think. They associate THC with quality. We all know that's not the case. Anyone that's got those distillate carts or the diamonds that are just 100% THC, they don't really get you very high because there's terpenes and an entourage effect.
Yeah, and I stick dabs and concentrates and dabs. Those are probably between, Grambo chime in, 60% on the low end, up to 90% for most different forms of concentrates?
Yeah, that just depends on the concentration ratio. If it's a pure distillate or isolate or crystallate, it could be 99%.
Yeah. And by the way, you guys keep on, talking about these percentages. These testing labs have lied. They're just now having to come to terms and actually, quantify their testing. And it's all changing. I don't know if you want to click on this, but it says California's notoriously strong cannabis is getting weaker. I was like, oh, they're listening to their customer base and toning it down. No, it's just that the testing got more real. And so everybody's THC percentages are going down.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I'm sure there was some handshakes and back end bribes on that. All right. Well, when I said gross, you said THC distillate. And I said gross because THC isn't the only factor here. There's a lot of things that go into a good buzz, if you will, from enjoying cannabis. Entourage effect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fancy, but it's not.
No, it's terpenes. What is it? Terpenes. And then I guess there's additional cannabinoids too. But what I'm thinking is I was doing some research on it, and terpenes don't get you high, but they do bond to the cannabis receptors, and they change the way that THC bonds to those receptors. So it certainly does something different. And that's why all these strains do something slightly different to you, because different terpenes have a different influence on your receptors.
I can only comment by experience. I just enjoyed all your old rosin, live resin pens on a trip. Mm-hmm. It does something to me, but it doesn't do what a nice bowl just did to me before hanging out and doing the show with you. There's just more to it for me. Don't get me wrong. I have dabs before and people almost like to laugh at me because they get me crazy. They get me anxiety almost. It's like too high without missing some other things.
That's what people are talking about now. They don't want to smoke weed to get anxiety. They want to smoke weed to feel good and chill out. And that's why they've got to really get away from just THC percentages and really start talking about terpenes.
He's talking about that demographic because there are people that really like strong cannabis, and one of them can be medical patients. Shout out to our buddy JR. He needs a strong all the way up to RSO concentrations. Relief, or sleep. So it's not irrelevant to have, high THC products out there that help in those situations.
Hey, Grandpa, do me a favor. I found this one. What is this called? Marijuana concentrate sharply spike THC levels, but don't necessarily get users higher. And just scroll down if you would. This is Colorado University. It's Colorado University. Sorry, CU Boulder.
What are they doing?
Yeah, that's the kids that are in charge of this project, man. And that they just have a van that they go around in and get people high. On test day, researchers drew the subject's blood, measured their mood and intoxication level, and assessed their cognitive function and balance at 3 points before and directly after they used cannabis. And they said they were confused and surprised. They go, people in a high concentration group were much less compromised than we thought they would be. Yes, if we gave people that high of a concentration of alcohol, it'd be a different story. Yeah, it's not, it really has to do with your endocannabinoid system, how used to cannabis you are, and then how saturated your endocannabinoid system is.
And everybody's a little bit different. You can't recommend all the time, hey, this strain's great for this, for me. It should be for you. Doesn't necessarily work. And one thing I'm concerned about out there as prohibition continues to fall is all the new users coming on board, going to a dispensary, buying a high THC percentage cannabis, and then and I've talked to people about this directly. I tried smoking weed, but the first time I just got I was totally uncomfortable. It made me anxious. And that's because, you could have gotten this product that you didn't need to. I recommend a lower THC, or even better to a new user, the 1-to-1 strains. Most good dispensaries should have a recommendation of a 1-to-1 THC to CBD for a nice introductory to your endocannabinoid system, if you will. So don't get too high the first time, man. It can turn you off to something that's really good for you.
Man, from the journal Science and Cannabis, we found there was actually no difference in cognition between the sober condition and the stone condition. I'm not saying cannabis doesn't cause any impact on cognition, but in regular, near daily users in a familiar environment using cannabis in a way that's typical to them, we found not a lot of impairment, if any. Wow, where's my mic to drop? Boom. Pretty interesting.
Well, let's one more point here. And Grandma, you got this image. This looks good. I didn't even know you found this. What do you do? Let's give some advice when someone gets too high. You're hanging out. They're too high. They're like, oh my gosh. What is this image?
I don't know. A sensory deprivation. Smell a lemon. What is that? Meditate. Meditate's probably a good idea, right?
Yeah. I mean, and these are some things just to let you know, these are serious things that I've had these when you're too high: paranoia, rapid heartbeat, nausea, confusion, dry mouth or thirst. I love it. Hallucinations. Maybe. First thing to do if people are too high is like, chill out. Everything's going to be okay. This happened to me before an event. And I was like, might be a good time to go outside if it's a nice day. Get outside that four-wall, that interior type, like it's get outside. That can help. And
take a walk.
Have CBD, I like it.
Yeah.
If you happen to have CBD products on hand, or you can keep some on hand. I have been given a dab of straight CBD after having it. I'm like, man, I got to go pick my kids up from school. Things are going on. I'm too high. But here, try this CBD dab and just chill out for a minute. And
you're kidding. You mean you had to pick them up from school 24 hours later is what you're saying?
Yes. He got it.
Nice. Grambo, come on, mic drop. You have the best line out of all of them. How do you get someone to sober up?
I tell them the cops are outside.
Dear God.
That's it. I'm good, man.
All right. All right.
That's
Well,
awesome.
hey, guys, give us some comments below. Have you had a too high experience? Do you like only high THC cannabis? Do you like a 1-to-1? Let us know what you got going on with your consumption down below in the comments.
And if you like this video, please hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, get high and share this video with a friend. And please check out the other couple of videos YouTube's recommended. I know you'll dig them.